Yellow just walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty and a whole lot of vagina. Eat a pizza with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube make it chip, shiver like the winter do.
See me with the crew, I had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move, make a move.
Started. Please don't get me started. Started. Please don't get me started.
What's up, y'all? State Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, with a prison story. Switch it up a little bit. I want to talk about the time where I chose to swallow my pride, take the high road, and back down from a fight. Back down from a fight because I thought 2-3 steps ahead of the game, and I realized that it wasn't in my best interest. Before I get into the story, I want to say, welcome to the Nate Almighty Music and Entertainment Channel. Top 5 best storytellers on this whole platform, you know what I mean? Go ahead and hit that like button so the algorithm can show this video to more people. And if you ain't already subscribed, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can receive notifications of my up and coming videos. Now we're gonna take it back to 2009, the end of 2009, fall, winter 2009, okay? Now, I just got upstate. Well, yeah, I had been upstate for maybe like a month and a half, and now I am in Green Correctional. After being in downstate for about 3 weeks and being in intake in Green Correctional for about a week or two, I'm now in, I believe it was L1. I believe it was L1, okay? So now, if you're familiar with my stories, I spoke about how I got jumped. I got jumped by like 1 to 2 dudes that was my age and like 2 or 3 grown men at the same time in the shower, right? Over seating arrangements in the day room. After I thought I already escaped those type of politics in Rikers Island, I got to Green and I was in for a rude awakening. So after I get jumped, like I said, you know, by the guys who run it, they tell me I'm good. But mind you, this was already after my boy Boogie, who was GFC from the town, who had the banger, right? He told me, yo, listen, man, anybody try to play with you, let me know. We're going to go to war. We're going to go to war, you feel me? So this was after they already snitched on him, got him packed up, even though there was no evidence to prove that. But he was cool with all of them. They knew his business. They knew what he had. And they knew he was willing to go against the grain with them for me, right? Even though he met up with them first. They knew what it was, you feel me? And most of them was blood and or YG. And I wasn't getting down with that, you feel me? Mind you, this happened right before Two Fly Tay had got there. The situation where Boogie was there. Two Fly Tay happened to get involved right after Boogie had got packed up. Otherwise, the whole optics probably would have been different. But anyways, like I said, they jumped me. I'm good after that. They tell me I'm good. They're like, yo, listen, man, you can sit where you were in the day room. We respect you for fighting and holding it down. Not snitching, blah, blah, blah. But me personally, I chose to not even be in there with them no more after that day. I'm like, if I'm going to make it these last couple months to reach my conditional release, I need to avoid them because they can't be trusted. Even though a lot of them was trying to get me to be cool with them. You know, a couple of them found out I rapped and wanted me to spit raps and all of that and do all this extra stuff. I'm like, no. Now, one person who was a part of that clique but wasn't a part of me getting jumped was this Puerto Rican dude, this skinny Puerto Rican dude with long hair. He was from Brooklyn now. I knew him from Rikers Island. Me and him was never in the house together, but we was always like cool with a lot of the same people. You feel me? So we seen each other in passing, you know. Maybe at certain points, he was in the crib on the other side, and when both sides went to wreck or something like that, we would chop it up, have small talk occasionally, you know what I'm saying? He was real cool with dudes who was real cool with me and knew who I was and respected me as a man, you feel me? But once I realized that he was real cool with the dudes who jumped me, I choose to not be cool with him like that because I couldn't trust him. So it's times where like, I kind of like would egg him or like ignore him or like give him like dry remarks and responses when like, let's say I be cool with someone else or I be doing whatever I'm doing, you know, hanging out, chilling, smoking, walking the yard with whoever I'm cool with, whoever is my boy, and maybe he used to be around and he used to say certain things, maybe crack a joke. I used to act like he wasn't there. You know what I mean? I personally did not like him because he was cool with people that jumped me. So if you cool with people that jump me, how do I know when I walk past somebody crack a joke talking about they smoked me and you laughing with them? Or you saying something slick and you know, I guess his ego was fractured or whatever, you know what I mean? So one day I'm sitting in the chair, right, outside the day room, and I'm talking to one of my boys. I remember his name was Gage. He's from Buffalo, right? He's from Buffalo. And if I remember it right, he had the word Gage tattooed on like his right hand or something like that. The word Gage, you know what I'm saying? Like a gun, a gauge, right? So I remember I'm talking to him, minding my business. And around this time, I got my papers or whatever. And I knew I was going home like 3-4 months from wherever this time period was where I'm sitting down talking to Gage. And I think we like preparing food or something. So there's like an area where dudes is like preparing food. So this blood dude from Brooklyn, he kind of like is like eavesdropping on my conversation. Mind you, I spent maybe like a week or two just going around talking about, I can't wait till I get home. When I get home, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. And what I didn't realize is that I was making a mistake of bragging about going home soon, not paying attention to the fact that there's haters around. And this dude was a hater. One, because he knew that I was playing him smart by not getting cool with him because he knew he couldn't be trusted. And he was never known as a super loyal dude anyway. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't like him. But because of his affiliations and because he wasn't scared to fight, mainly because of his affiliations, right? You know, Brooklyn dudes hold Brooklyn dudes down, especially if it's bloods from Brooklyn, right? You know what I'm saying? So I remember I'm just talking to Gage and he said something. And I like looked at him like this, ignored him and kept on talking to Gage, you know what I'm saying? And then out the blue, dude is like, yo, what happened to you, Juju? Like, what happened to you, yo? Like, what happened to you, yo? Like, I thought you was this, that, and the third. I'm still ignoring him. But then his temperature increased because I was ignoring him, you feel me? Right? He like, yo, man, you pussy, yo. I thought you was tough on the island, Juju. Right? So in my mind, it's like a pin drop. It was like a screech on a record, you know what I'm saying? I look at him. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, yo, like, yeah, yo, like, I thought you was tough, man. Like you know what I'm saying? He didn't call me, you know what I'm saying? He didn't directly say what I heard him say the first time again, but he kept like antagonizing me, right? So I immediately get to thinking in my head, like within split seconds, I'm like, this dude trying to trick me so I could attack him, beat him up, get jumped by him and his team again. Then I'm going to have to wild out and turn up on him because I already made my promise to myself and God, the heavens, the creator, whatever, that if they jump me again, I'm going all out. Because what they didn't know is that I had somebody who slept to the side of me in the next bunk over in the mall, right? Who, him and his team, they actually jumped. And what they didn't know is that he had 2 razors and he had gave me one, right? And I told myself, if they jump me again, I'm playing razor tag, right? Now, I don't say this because I feel like I'm a gangster or none of that, but I do know that I'm about that life. And if my back is against the wall, right, somebody gonna get laid out, you feel me? And I also know that half of the people who act real gangster, you catch them alone and you back out a weapon, or you catch them alone and you beat them up, right? They have a whole lot less things to say, right? Mind you, I was 160, 170 pounds at this time, and the blood from Brooklyn, he was maybe 140, 150 pounds. So I knew exactly how it was gonna go. I was gonna catch him in the shower by himself, pound him out, knock him out, do him filthy, close his eye. He was gonna tell his people they was gonna jump me, and I was gonna slice 2, 3 of them, catch a tier 3, catch another charge possibly, right? Lose my good time, which I was not trying to do, right? So I ain't gonna lie, what I chose to do is I let him talk, and while he talking, I'm like, word, you right, I am. Because also, I knew a lot of this dude's personal business. You know what I'm saying? He was dealing with a whole lot of, he come in the green, he got like 4 or 5 extra years to go, and he dealing with a lot of things like he losing loved ones and his girl cheating on him. He on the phone arguing with his girl, calling her all type of thoughts and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But then talking about he love her, stressing when his girl don't visit him and all of that. I'm like, misery really loves company, you feel me? Misery, so I'm just ignoring him because I'm like this. If he attack me, then I'ma spank him. If he tell his boys, right, and they jump me, I'm catching another charge. Like, I made my mind up. You know what I'm saying? And here's another thing, because I've cut people's face before. I have beat people up. I've jumped people. If you somebody who has done these things, you gotta admit that when you shed another person's blood, maybe it's the demon in you, maybe it's the primitive nature, maybe it's the caveman, the Neanderthal in you, but there's something that turns you on and attracts you about shedding another person's blood. And I've always known this about myself. I've always tried to keep myself from going off the deep end. And what I also learned is that when I take the high road, I get blessed. So this is another situation where I took the high road and got blessed. I looked him in his face and I was like, yeah, you right. But in my head, I'm like, I'm going home though. You got 4 or 5 more years to go. You hating. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, you right. Mind you, he didn't know I had a razor or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So after maybe like 1 or 2 minutes of him antagonizing me and me agreeing with him, right? Playing the 4-day laws of power, you know, pretending to be weak, right? In order to show my strength later, he goes about his business. He don't tell the rest of his boys nothing. I let him think whatever he thought. And 1 or 2 weeks later, they end up calling my name. I went into the draft, and I went to Queensboro. 3 months later, I was home, fresh home and free. So I'm going to end this story with a moral that's saying, sometimes you got to swallow your pride to receive your blessings. People antagonizing you, people hating, people trying to get you to come out your character, it's really because they're miserable, and misery really loves company, you know what I'm saying? I left. I never went back to prison except for a violation. But I really ain't been back in any type of state greens since 2011, you feel me? Matter of fact, yeah, 2011. Matter of fact, the end of 2010, you know what I'm saying? And I could have just went off the deep end, not swallow my pride, went and became a whole different type of person. And who knows if I'd even been here today to make this video, you know? Hopefully giving a positive message to somebody who's thinking about going off the deep end. And if you are, I would just say, you know, hey, listen, you could be blocking your blessings if you don't swallow your pride. Like, share, comment, subscribe, peace.